got my back.
So many enemies. This was a hard fight. Good thing that I had this weapon.
Time to rifle through his files for answers.
The Oracle weapon. Hope this one doesn't get blown up either.
I have grown worried.
Mm-hmm.
I have not received word from Archivist Clemens in some time, and I imagine you would have
No.
relayed any pertinent info. I fear this bodes ill. Without him, our only option is a the last thing any of us want is for our plan to spiral out of control.
And so?
Use the methods we discussed to take command of the monastery. I'm much obliged for your tireless work. With this knowledge of greater tranquility, however, without Archivist Clemens and his explosives at our disposal, we've no choice but to proceed with our though the code, yet we must act unflinchingly.
We off to the Peacocks then? We'll need your ship unless you intend to walk. To space.
Observation. Hack and explode. The Oracle. Long round. Heavy round.
Agent, over here. I assume you had a chance to speak with Landon. That is, Seer Wiley. I appreciate the sentiment, but there is now ample... Perhaps if I had been a better friend to Landon... No. Those hypotheticals... Yes, I won't keep... I had in... May all your future endeavors... Not to worry, I can manage matters from here.
Okay then.
I don't know what you're complaining about. We emerged totally unscathed.
I'd estimate I'm 43.11% scathed.
Then increment your bravery in goodness.
Can any of this really be in service to the universal equation, like the Seers claim?
Who knows? You level up. Visit your character sheet to spend any skill perks.
Welcome back. Any luck enlisting help? My supply...
Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfect...
My weekly prognostic report hinted at our past or pending interaction.
There can be no...
Time is yours. You may peruse.
Just those poor people. I should have found a way to clear them from their exclusions.
Ruth Bassar is the first among equals of the Laureate Council. She will... The meaning of life is numeric, and we are the keepers of the equation.
I'm going to lend a hand at the exclusion zone. Tend to the injured as best I can.
That's very good of you. Stop beard sleep. Sleep all that we can get.
Besides, maybe I can earn enough bits to get us.
Friendly approaching from the north. Hold fire.
Impressive. Their personalized order protection is quite favorable to inspire such confidence.
The doctor.
When a toilet's clogged, now, what can the pipe doctor do for you? I'm just a plumber. What do I know about human anatomy? People aren't toilets. Well, always remember, good plumbing starts in the bowels.
Guess we start discussing strategy, Commander.
Okay.
The information collected on the peace talks has been verified, Commander. As time is a factor, this unit suggests heading to Greater Tranquility Station.
We can't let DeVries catch us on the back foot. Bullet could solve a lot of problems. Provided we can reach DeVries before she enacts her plan to kill the delegates.
should Agent DeVries succeed. Current trajectories suggest a massive spike. Records and be advised, due to delays incurred while saving the Order hostages. DeVries also has the codes to control the station's security automechanicals, and will assuredly deploy them against you, Commander.
It's a comm station built by the Order in the early days of the colony. As Val said, auto-mechanical security I also
Additionally,
you know where I stand. This war's taken too...
I'm coming with you. Who better to make DeVries pay for Horizon Point than a pair of her own phantoms? Good. Would have been a shame if DeVries was the reason for us.
confirming coordinates for greater...
The space station.
Careful now. Oh, you sure haven't lost any of your boundless energy.
Nope.
Time to goggle the rift, Commander. We've got to get to DeVries.
I think that will
Doesn't
be
take an
her.
engineer to know how best of ship that is. DeVries is here, Commander. I'm sure of it. This must be the satellite. The satellite that sent an emergency ping across the system. What led me to you, Commander? And why is DeVries hanging on to it?
Looks like Earth Directorate handiwork. Not familiar with the model.
Good evening. On behalf of everyone in Auntie's family, I want to thank our hosts for securing this wonderfully austere venue to begin our negotiations for peace. With tensions being patched in Golden Ridge, I am certain we can both profit from a merger. But surely the good Vicar Laureate and his fellow shareholders have some thoughts?
Madam Vice President, I and my fellow counselors remind you that this is no merger, but an alliance. By ending the war, we may focus on the true threat to our society, the rifts.
Be still, Cadre. But don't let the... It's you, is it not? The one Agent DeVries warned me to expect? Well, see here. If you intend to stop me, you're far too late. I certainly don't.
This one's a potential
You do know, and even if by some low chance you could extract my knowledge, you'll never truly understand. If our deaths by Agent DeVries and our comrades the time that we know full well she cares nothing for us, but it doesn't matter what you do. The rest of our team is pushing forward. Agent DeVries is right. The only way to save us from destruction is to save the Order from its... But why would you leave me be? This situation is markedly different. Those at the is it? Fine then. They're using this. You'll also need this. That's my end. Cadre, prepare the ship for departure.
Torpificator is charged. Locking them down. Torpificator in progress.
Feasibly, some unrecognized particulars. Investigating hostile I'm in my prime. Positioning for cover.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Need the experience, man. So you must die. Ha, ha.
Sovereign is regarded as being...
I'd bet bits to Borstwurst. That's going to need a new fuse.
If the Protectorate's own leader is beyond his depth, he and his ilk won't anticipate an alliance.
He's not my sovereign.
Well, landing a strike against the Protectorate in this state will be something like wrangling a galloping breadworm.
I am unfamiliar, but I presume that to mean it will be without exertion? If so, then you are perhaps even more ignorant of Arcadia than I calculated. The Sovereign, guide him, is as ineffective as you suggested. But his advisor, the Consul, is not. These executions, these impulsive attacks, are solely his influence.
Solely? Your previous Sovereign was rather draconian himself. If your books are to be believed, do not act like a rot emerged from nowhere.
I could perhaps say the same for you and your reputation for putting profits over people. But instead, I suggest we pivot our discussion back to the real matter at hand.
Just imagine the hustle and bustle of this place in its heyday. Shame it's all going to scrap now.
Suggest we find another way.
Yep. The other way around.